to Making Moves. I am here with my boss bitch manager, Miss Evegail Andal.
Ooh, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I was really honored for you to ask me to come.
Are you just saying that?
No, seriously.
No, I'm honored that you're here because I know this is going to be such a helpful episode for people.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to help.
I'm really excited. I wish that I would have had an episode like this to listen to when I didn't have a manager and I was like trying to get one.
Oh my God. The
Do you know what I
pressure
mean?
is on, TK.
I know. So it's going to be a good one.
Okay.
Tune in, like, rate, review, subscribe so you just don't miss anything.
Yeah. And don't forget to rate TK's podcast
Thank
on
you.
Apple.
Yeah, review
Spotify,
it.
Yeah.
Do all the
everything.
things. Yeah, thank you.
I'm
Okay,
here.
Evegail, give me your elevator pitch. You're the founder of Matter Media Group.
Yep. Yeah. I am the CEO and founder of Matter Media Group.
Yeah, she is.
And if you don't know what Matter Media Group is, it's a talent management company based in Los Angeles where we represent digital native talent and entrepreneurs across the U.S., Canada, and now in Japan.
Fork, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. But you do have a few employees that live in New York.
Yeah.
So would you say you're in New York
We're
and LA?
bi-coastal.
Okay.
We're getting there. We're totally getting there.
Yeah.
But yes, we're growing and really fast, which is really exciting.
Okay, and then give me the for real, I cut you off, the for real elevator pitch about, where you were born, where you grew up. I know you're an LA girly.
I am.
And,
Yes.
And
yes,
how
yes,
you
yes.
got to Matter Media.
Yeah. So I am born and raised in LA, the Valley. I'm very proud to be from the Valley. I don't know why people hate on it, but I'm from the Valley.
I love it. I feel like Entourage maybe made the Valley sound bad.
Oh, everything made the Valley sound bad. Clueless made the Valley
you're
sound
right.
bad. Yeah.
But the Valley's awesome.
Valley's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Valley. But I am from there, born and raised. I went to school across LA. I was in Mount St. Mary's in downtown LA. Then I transferred to Cal State Northridge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my entire time in college, I didn't want to be in school, but I went to school because I thought that was the way to go.
Yeah.
And then did a bunch of internships throughout my years and wanted to really dive into the entertainment space. I thought I wanted to be an event planner or a publicist or something. But then that quickly changed once the internet started to pop off. I mean, I was a huge fan of blogs, MySpace, Friendster, everything.
Whoa.
Yeah. Everything. So it was a lot. And then I went into the brand space. So I was actually the first social media person at NYX Cosmetics.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Huge brand.
It was a big deal for us too because it wasn't public yet. Like it wasn't bought by L'Oreal at the time, so it was a really small team. And that was when YouTube was around, but the term YouTuber or influencer was just not existent. So it was really fun to just build out the platforms and then also be talent too because I was actually doing YouTube videos for the brand.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Don't look
watch.
it up. Yeah. So I don't do any of it.
No one watched.
Yeah, please. I didn't do tutorials or anything. I was just interviewing talent,
No
influencers.
way.
Yeah. And
Oh
started.
my gosh. Okay, I knew you worked for NYX, but I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, that was a part of the program that I brought onto the brand. And then we created this event with a very small team at the time. It was called the NYX Face Awards. So I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was a international contest where we invited a ton of beauty influencers or beauty creators to enter this contest, and all of the influencers came across the entire world. So
Whoa.
yeah, so then we had to select I think it was 10 of the top contestants, and then we brought them out to Los Angeles, and we did the full live event show at, I don't know if you're familiar either with IMATS.
Yes.
Okay.
That was before my time, but yes, everyone refers to it, all the YouTuber girlies.
It's the first event, of course, pre-VidCon.
Pre-BeautyCon,
Pre-BeautyCon, all of the cons in general. But it was the first time that we brought the show out there, and that was when I said, the influencer world, or this, whatever this is called, this is where I want to be.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so at the time when you were at NYX, Were you watching YouTubers?
Yeah, I was obsessed.
What were you watching?
I was watching Michelle Phan, It's Judy Time, so many people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into, I guess, how did working for NYX lead into eventually working for Matter Media Group? Because you worked at a different management company before, correct?
I mean, even after NYX, I thought that I wanted to tap into every category of brands. So I went from NYX to Skechers. And I was doing...
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was doing PR over there. And then I was trying to also build out, like a social platform or program with them too. But it didn't work out very well. Then I left and started working with another beauty brand as well. But it was during the time, during those years that I was trying to figure it out, I met someone who was actually already a talent manager. And then before she even started becoming was a talent manager, she was working in the e-com space. And then we were just friends. We just stuck to each other. We were gravitated towards one another, and we were friends for a very long time until the one day that she called me. And she was like, hey, I think I have a position for you. I think you'd be great at being a talent manager. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what is that?
Yeah.
Tell me what that is. And she told me, and I was like, oh, I get to work with creators? Yeah, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Oh my God.
But she had to wait a little bit before things were more formalized for her. So then I went, I got the call to do an interview. I met with the rest of the team that was part of the company. And then I got interviewed. The next day I got an offer. And then I was there.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
You went in and impressed them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Go off, queen.
It was luck though, seriously. Because I think every opportunity that I've had, I worked incredibly hard to get there. But this was just something where I said, this is either luck or just fate. You know what I mean?
Meant to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, when the
exactly.
shoe fits.
Yeah.
I feel like so much of life is, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but right place at the right time.
Yeah.
People in your orbit helping you out. Lately, my mom went to this crazy numbers lady. She
Okay.
basically takes your numbers of when you were born / a bunch of numbers in your life and tells you things about yourself. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake, right? And she basically said if you're in something she told my mom that stuck with me is she was saying if you're in the right spot at the right time, or if you're on the right path, things will just come to you instead of you forcing whatever. And basically, because my mom's and myself were such planners, how do we get there?
Yeah.
And she was like, if you would just have a little bit of fun, things would just fall in your lap.
That's true.
That's what she was saying.
It's very true.
And I think that's so LA.
Yeah.
And ties back to your job. I guess things happen when you're in the right place.
Oh, I can give you an example.
Yeah.
The position that I got from NYX, and mind you, again, this is years ago. The way I even found it was through Craigslist.
Whoa.
Yeah, I applied to internships and jobs through Craigslist, and it was, now it's a little shady if you're applying for things over there.
Well, there wasn't a LinkedIn.
No, there was no LinkedIn, and also forums for jobs. It was everywhere. So I applied for this job, got into an interview, didn't get the position, but I kept emailing the VP of marketing.
That's very me behavior.
I was like, yeah, exactly.
I love that.
I pulled a TK and I was like, hi, thank you so much. It was so great meeting you. I understand that you found someone, but please keep me in mind. 2 weeks later, she hits me up again.
Always send a follow-up email.
Always send a follow-up. But again, to your point, being at the right time, right, just right instinct. Because I didn't do that all the time. It was just something with that company that I felt something, and I knew that there was a time and place for me to be there.
Love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you started working with talent.
Yes. So I was a talent manager.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. I was a talent manager, and the company was called Melrose and Park.
Okay.
And the founder is Megan Savitt. So she found, she's the smartest person. She started this company and found a bunch of amazing creators at the time.
Amazing creators,
like
yeah.
big talent. And I was like, wait, how we have all of these people? Like, what do I do? How do I work with them? And what do you mean I get to be their point person? And how do I sell brand? Like, how do I sell them? And the word selling was just a little bit off-putting to me. But then I understood the motive, and then I also understood talent more. And I think the way that I was able to comprehend the job was very similar to what I was doing before. I understood the brand story and started to understand a little bit more about the creators, because I loved creators and the social media world in general. So I put the two together.
Match made in heaven.
And I was like, oh, I can just put my spin on this and how I would be able to work with them and just put a touch of me into this whole process. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how ahead of your time all of y'all were.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
She's an OG. Like that management company was the OG, like the original management company that represented the top fashion, beauty, lifestyle talent.
Can you
ever.
name some of them?
Yes. Claudia Salewski was one of our clients. Megan Rinks, Aspen Ovard. Who else was there? Sarah Bell, Katie Bellotti.
All the big girlies that we all watched.
Yeah. Everyone.
Watch to this day.
Seriously, they inspired a lot of the creators that exist now.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Alicia Marie, obviously.
The goat.
The goat.
So you eventually started your own company with management. But I want to know, like, what are you so grateful for that you learned working for someone else? And, like, what did you take that you learned when you started your own company?
Yeah. I mean, actually, before I started Matter Media Group, there was a time that I left. The owner of Melrose and Park and I left. We went to STX Films, and we were a part of this digital management company that was underneath the studio. And something that I learned from them was, they had a structure. They had a structure of understanding where things were fitting, right? A puzzle, if you may. But it was something where I said, okay, well, this is a little too corporate for me, like having this formalized structure. I love it, but I want to take something like that, but make it my own, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, clearly you didn't love it that much.
Yeah. I think because I wanted to cater that structure to my clients.
Yes.
So that really, really made me think about what I wanted to implement into Matter Media Group. Who are the people that I want to bring on, and how do I continue to bring on talented people to help our clients?
So tell me about the birth of Matter Media Group.
So going back to that time, our department actually dissolved from STX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I went into a situation where I said, okay, I got to figure it out. I went into different interviews, went and met with a lot of the people that I learned from today, or even just consider as mentors. And I thought to myself, I was like, I don't think I'm able to be a part of these companies or these entities just yet. I said, I think I want to just run this thing, whatever this is, on my own for just a little bit. So then I started Matter Media Group as a company, and I called it a different name. Totally different name.
What'd you call it?
Well, it's called 86 LLC.
Okay.
Or 86. And
why'd you call it that?
That's the year that I was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So I sat there, kind of thought about it a little bit. I talked to a few people about the names, got a lot of suggestions, but there was actually a Sunday. I was driving to a shoot in downtown LA, and my grandma is actually buried in at the Forest Lawn here in Burbank.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm very close to my grandparents, right? So then I was driving, and I just said a little prayer, and I said, Grandma, you have to help me. Help me figure out what this name is. Her name is Maternidad. So I took Matter from her. And then I made it into the company.
And then you branded the fork out of it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You guys, your family has beautiful names.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Even
thank you.
I don't know. I feel like your whole family, they all have a cool name.
We're all unique. We're Filipino.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing. I love it. Okay, so you got the name Matter.
Matter. And then I was talking to another friend of mine who was like, what if you added like media something? I was like, what about a studio? What about something, something
productions or something,
And then she made it very clear. She was like, that doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. You're not a studio. You're not that. And she's like, you want to be more, right?
Yeah.
She's like, what about if you added group? And I go,
I love that.
Bulb. Yeah.
You know what's funny is I feel like group, I hear that with like law firms or like things like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds so cool with like media.
Yeah.
Matter Media Group. That's what the management company is called now that she's in charge of. That's her baby.
My baby.
But a huge thing that differentiates you guys compared to other management companies is that you really care and like humanize the creator.
Yeah.
And you always say like you matter.
Right.
So it just makes sense.
It makes total sense. It's very on brand.
Yes.
Very on brand.
Exactly. So who was your first client?
I took at Melrose and Park?
No, Matter Media Group.
Well, at Matter Media Group, I was able to actually take a lot of the clients that I was representing previously. Mm-hmm. So I started with Alicia, Mia, Adeline, Sarah Bell, Katie, Kaylee Melissa, Asia Dang.
So you started off strong.
Yeah, we started off pretty strong.
Wow. Okay, question.
Yeah.
How did you take clients gracefully without, I don't know,
causing any conflict or anything?
I could assume that would not make some people happy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was an understanding. It was a mutual understanding with me and the previous company that I was with. I mean, if they were dissolving the talent management entity, there was
dissolving.
Yeah,
talent,
they
period.
said, well, you could just take them wherever.
No way.
Yeah.
And then you had a strong enough relationship with your clients that you felt like
but
it was easy for them to come to you?
But it was just something that I made as an option. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to make it seem forced.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I never want to be, putting I never want to put someone in that position, you know what I mean? Like make them say yes in the situation, but because I had a really great relationship with all of them, made sense, I was hoping that all of them would come, and they did. They trusted me and trust me enough to still be with me. So, I mean, I'm incredibly grateful.
Yeah, that's crazy. And how many clients would you say you have now at Matter?
We have 30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all are busy. Your calendar genuinely scares me.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do it?
Well, it's not all me, though. I mean, I think the calendar that I have, or that you've probably seen from a public view, it's your calendar. It's Alicia's calendar. It's everyone's calendar that I have, because I want full visibility of where things are. Mm-hmm. And it's helpful for our entire team to know what's going on in our clients' lives.
So can you explain to me who is your team made up of?
Yeah.
And what was your thought process when hiring certain people? Like, what were you like, I need this first?
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that I needed was an assistant. Mm-hmm. So that was my first hire out the gate.
No, you need like 8 assistants.
Yeah.
I love Gracie, though.
Yeah, no, but Gracie's the best.
Gracie can handle it.
Gracie can handle. So that was the first assistant that I had. And then, the first hire was an assistant. Mm-hmm. And then I brought on an intern. Then after that, we brought on a talent manager, and then the creative department started to form. So then we brought in Nicole, who's our brand creative director. Then we brought on Jess, our talent manager. Then after that, who did we bring in? Then we brought on our director of business affairs. Mm-hmm. Then I forgot. Our legal counsel has always been there as well. And the director of business affairs, who's my brother, also was...
Love LJ. I know he's watching this.
He's definitely watching.
I love LJ. He's like one of my favorite people ever.
He watches and listens to your stuff all the time.
I need to hang out with him more.
You do.
He's the best. He feels like a teddy bear, like my dad.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's everyone's number one fan, honestly.
I'm his number one fan.
I know. You hype everyone up.
No, I love him. Okay, so then he's the business.
Yeah, director of business affairs. So him and Learned and Sal, another town manager, they were a part of this whole process of me starting the company. Like sat at the dining room table of our lawyer's kitchen, and I was like, what, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, I needed some inspiration and just like push, right? So they really helped me with
And a
that.
soundboard.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so much about someone that's like can just bounce ideas off with.
Exactly.
It's just it's helpful.
You need that. You just need that feedback. But after him, we brought on a talent coordinator, then more talent managers. We brought Alex on, and then Gracie is a new hire, and then of course like Tommy, who's our other talent manager as well. So it just started to grow even more so within the last 4 months, 4 to 6 months. Yeah.
Hey guys, please pardon my raspy voice. I just got back from a festival and we are surviving and thriving. Speaking of a raspy voice, if this throat doesn't get any better soon, I'm going to be making a trip to the doctor using ZocDoc. No one knows what you're looking for in a doctor better than you, and no one's better at giving you the tools to find the perfect doctor than ZocDoc. The people who created ZocDoc found the major pain points in healthcare, all the things that weren't working, and said enough, and they made booking a great doctor surprisingly pain-free. Finding and booking a doctor who's right for you doesn't need to be a terrible experience. Will they take your insurance, understand your needs, or be available when you can see them? With ZocDoc, the answer will be refreshingly pain-free. Yes. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. I don't know about you guys, but for me, moving to a big city, I was unfamiliar with any doctors in the area, and I obviously had to find new ones when I moved here. So ZocDoc was such a game changer for me anytime I needed to find a new doctor, and to this day, I still use it. Read up on local doctors, get verified patient reviews, and see what other real humans had to say about their visit. So when you walk into that doctor's office, you're set up to see someone in your network who just gets you. Go to ZocDoc.com, choose a time slot, and whether you want to see the doctor in person or do a video visit. And just like that, you're booked, baby. Find the doctor that's right for you and book an appointment that works with your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc, and I'm one of them. It's my go-to whenever I need to find and book a doctor. In the chaotic world of healthcare, let ZocDoc be your trusted guide to find a quality doctor in a way that is surprisingly pain-free. With ZocDoc, you can get your docs in a row. Go to ZocDoc.com/moves, that's MOVES, and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for the top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com, ZocDoc.com/moves. ZocDoc.com/moves. That's MOVES. ZocDoc.com/moves.
Can you tell me a little bit about the creative department and why you decided that was crucial for you guys to have? Because no one has that.
Yeah, it was it was a situation where I think it was even Alicia who was just like, asking me like, do you know anyone that could do X, Y, and Z, could edit a banner, could do this and that, or just had a lot of questions about the direction of content.
Her channel.
Yeah.
Or she means YouTube banner.
Right. YouTube banner.
Podcast cover art.
Editing of the YouTube video itself, things like that.
Thumbnails.
Yeah, exactly. So that was where my thought process was, but also like thinking about a client and their business, right? Thinking of merchandise, apparel, whatever else that you want to tap into. Shoots. We need to have someone that's going to be able to give you some creative direction. So Nicole is amazing and just has a bunch of experience. Yes. And, she has a lot of experience, has a Rolodex of just different people to go to and just, a great understanding of what your brand should look like. And then our graphic designer came on board, and then she was someone that everyone leaned on for creative help.
Yeah, I just want to explain a little bit about who Nicole is because she's like such a big asset to your company, and I feel like no one knows.
Yeah.
So Nicole is the creative director for Matter Media Group, and I work hand in hand with her all the time for myself, but also with Alicia, and that's where I really got to know Matter Media Group as a whole was working for Alicia. I would work with them all the time. They're extremely hands-on, which I loved. And even working with Alicia, like we bounce ideas off each other all the time, but it's so nice to be able to bounce ideas like off you guys.
Yeah.
And so anytime Alicia had came out with merch, new merch designs, needed to plan the merch shoot, needed someone to be in contact with the company who created the merch, website stuff. I'm trying to think what else Nicole does. Any type of shoot, like literally anything creative.
Yeah.
She's involved in Vlogmas, intros. She's at every Vlogmas shoot.
Yeah.
Every Vlogmas merch shoot. Like my cover art shoot, she like helped plan and like helps book hair and makeup, everything that you could possibly think of.
Yeah.
She is very heavily involved in, and it's so nice having someone to go to, because not every creator has someone like me to like help with creative stuff. They just don't.
Yeah.
And so even myself, like I am so grateful I have Julia who, helps me edit, and she's also my friend, and like, she's interning for me right now and whatever. But like I also don't know what the fork I would do without her, but thank God I have Nicole.
Yeah.
And even though I have Julia, it's so nice to still have Nicole.
Right.
And all the people that are on the creative team there. So I think that's so genius. And it just goes to show how much you care about like creators and their branding, and like you get it. And I feel like your clients really appreciate that.
Well, it's also something like if someone's going to ask me a question and I don't know, I want to know.
Oh, that's so true.
Like I want to know what that is, and I want to learn. So Nicole and, everyone else on the team teaches me something. If I don't know something, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say to hire like what you're bad at or you don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's so true.
It's incredibly true. Everyone on the team just has a lot of different assets that we offer to as a service to everyone.
Exactly. So I have a very selfish question to ask.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask this for a while.
Oh, and I'm on your podcast to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for about, was it 2 years I was working for Alicia before you signed me?
That sounds right. Yeah. Because of the pandemic and yeah.
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 I think 2 years.
2 years.
So my question is, I was working heavily with Evegail and just everyone on Matter Media Group before I was even considering management, before I had a following, whatever. Then through Alicia, I kind of grew this following. During the panty, I really started uploading on YouTube. And I'd always like kind of been this little fiery wannabe creator, but like I'd never committed to it. And I just want to know, did you ever... Basically, this is how I got signed, is Alicia gave Evegail permission one day without even telling me.
Yeah.
She just got lunch with Evegail and was like, hey, I don't know if you've ever considered this, but you're more than welcome to sign TK if you want. And then lo and behold, Evegail did. But my question is, did you ever consider signing me before Alicia gave you permission? And you can be honest.
Yeah, we did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Your name came up a lot within our recruitment meetings. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Because of what you just said, you have that energy that it's something that a lot of people forget that they have.
Okay.
Like a lot of creators have it, but sometimes they forget that they have what you have. And there was just something about you that just stood out to all of us.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was also like your love for sports. We also saw so much of that. We were like, we need someone within that category. And we were like, how do we get that? Do we get an athlete? Do we get someone who's already been, in the sports world? But there was something about you that we just thought like we could really shape this into something different. And then we also love the fact that you were behind the scenes all the time with Alicia, and we thought that was really cool too. So yeah, we did think that.
Yeah, it was so cool. recently how Alicia and Ashley and I like did a deal together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's convenient
Yeah.
in some, like to some degree. Even like you guys have Remy and Ash Nicole XO.
Yep. And Taryn.
Yeah, and Taryn.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like it's nice because whenever we have deals, like we all get it. Or like, it's funny because sometimes we'll go through phases and it's like we're all working with Puma. Or like we're all working with Revolve or like whatever it is.
Right.
And it's, I don't know, it's nice because we'll bounce ideas off of each other. We'll be like, oh, this brand was more picky.
Yeah.
And
but there's
like
also
on the
like
side.
it's like a good synergy too. Like you guys get to do something together.
Yes.
It makes it more authentic. And why is that not a sell for the brand?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. If they want a really true story, then they should hire their friends.
Yeah. Y'all are so particular about who you have. And I'm like so grateful to be part of Matter Media Group. Like actually, I'm so honored. But my question is, why are you guys so picky when I know you could make coin off some people?
We need to be genuine fans of the talent that we represent.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, it doesn't even matter how many followers that person has, but if we're able to see them, watch their content daily, and actually think of different ideas for these people, that is someone that we're drawn to. So if we see someone that has like 15 million followers on whatever platform, it's not so much of a that doesn't have to be the only qualification to bring them on. You know what I mean? We also have to talk to them. Like we have this initial meeting in the beginning and just, get to know the person. What are your goals? What do you want to, what are the things that you want to do? And does it make sense for us? And how do we help? And can we see ourselves helping?
Is there a question or like little trick or anything you do when like, let's say I bring you a random talent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is John Doe.
Okay.
And they have 15 million followers. Like, is there anything you're like, you tell yourself or you try and visualize like you've never heard of them
Okay.
or whatever, which is I'm sure is fine sometimes. But do you ever think like, okay, where would I see them in 5 years? Or like, I don't know, what goes through your head?
Well,
like be specific.
If I don't know them, and I've never seen their content,
Is that a red flag if you don't know them?
it's a red flag to me because I can't really picture what I would envision for them. So that's hard. If let's say you introduce me to John Doe and I'm a huge fan, then I think that makes it easier for me to see or to envision, something for them or what their future would look like. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else about talent? Like I'm thinking small TK that has like 5,000 followers and I want a manager.
Yeah.
Like what advice would you give talent when they're looking out for a manager? Like what do you need to do besides have numbers?
I think one, and this is just something that you've heard so much, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. Post as much as you want or as you can, and don't question yourself about the things that you're putting out there. Honestly, like, please don't see. I don't know how to say this enough. Like, I know people are perfectionists. I know that there's a lot of people that are insecure about certain posts, but seriously, be yourself. That is the only thing that we ask you to be. And that's the only thing that really brand partners are looking for, because then your authenticity will truly show. The numbers start to show. So that makes it even better for you as someone who's growing. And then you'll be so motivated to actually start to post even more.
I think that's so true. And you're like literally speaking to my soul right now. Because I get so weird with like, I right now I even have like 2 videos that I was sent from my editor. And like all I have to do is go through it and upload it, and I have gone through it a couple times and I just don't like it, and I'm like, I haven't uploaded it, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, you're questioning yourself,
right?
Yeah, it's the self-doubt, but it's also because you're your biggest critic.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's where people really should just listen to their gut, but also to your audience. I mean, if you're seeing people say like, TK, where's your next video, or what's this, post something. This anything. It could be of you just talking straight to camera about nothing, and people would probably be so entertained.
I want to try an unedited vlog.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard. Apartments.com has helped millions of renters and could help you find your perfect place. And yep,
I know perfect is a tall order, but if you're looking for an apartment or a condo, townhome, or a house even, apartments.com has all the right tools to help you find it. Use filters and saved searches to narrow down rental listings and find exactly the place for you. You can even set up alerts to get notified as places become available. So fashionistas, get your closet space or an in-unit washer and dryer. Sunlover, find as much natural light as you can handle. If you're working from home, you can have an area for your home office. An extra bathroom, a balcony, central heating and air, or a dishwasher in the kitchen, whatever happens to be right for you, this is the place to find it. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
Okay, so I have another selfish question.
Okay.
Because I feel like you do this with your talent all the time. Where would you, as a manager, where do you see me and my brand in like the next 5 years?
Well, I mean, I think we're still trying to tap into the sports industry because that's really what we want. I think getting you in front of all the leagues out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
NFL,
NBA,
NCAA.
Let's put it in ranking. We have the NBA.
Yes.
NFL second. And then we have Major League Baseball. It's like third or fourth, right? But we have golf and tennis and all of these other things that are out there. So seeing you out there even more, even just integrated within the leagues, or just like even getting your brand partners to also understand your love for sports, and then seeing how we would be able to work that naturally.
I would agree. Yeah, I would love to do something, which I've talked to Evegail about this a ton, but something with like SoFi Stadium or crypto arena.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
I don't know, getting people to go and like doing a fun thing, even with beer. Like, I don't know. It's really weird thinking of my hobby as a business sometimes, even though I feel like I naturally kind of do it now. But sometimes I'm like, damn, this is just my hobby. Like, it's weird making this a business too.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing that you're forgetting that you do a lot is network.
Yeah.
So there's also something that is there that needs to be brought into a bigger light of something that with you and just bringing all these people, because I don't think people understand. People don't understand your level of networking, where I will tell the people right now that I want to say we have three people that I hired because of TK.
Yeah.
And that's the magic that you have. You just connect with people so well.
Thank you.
And that you're able to really bring that, you understand people and you understand people's needs and wants. And so you put the two together, you can connect and you can actually, bring more people to, a better place.
Yeah, I think I'm so passionate about it because, like, how Alicia is with mental health because she's just like, she deals with it.
Right.
Like, I dealt, and still to this day, like, for so long, all I wanted was one person to just introduce me to the right person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, for 3 years in LA, I was, like, miserable. I was like, this place sucks. Everyone's the worst. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, classic blaming the city.
Yeah.
And then when I met, like, Alicia, she literally changed my life and, like, introduced me to, like, one or two really good people. I mean, obviously, she's introduced me to a gazillion.
Yeah.
But all it takes is, like, one person to, like, help you. And, like, I just want to help people because it would be that for someone to introduce them to one person that can change their life.
But you do that genuinely. You do that incredibly genuine where I don't think you understand the magic behind that either.
Thank you.
I think even when you meet brands, you get to know them because you really want to know them. It's not like you're trying to finesse your way into whatever situation. It's because you actually want to know who that person is, who's behind them, like how did they get here? So
I think it just makes my job so much easier if it's genuine.
Yeah.
At least that's why I'm like crazy about getting tight with the brand because it makes me doing the deal or like promoting the product so much easier versus like I'm really not that great at like promoting a product that I'm not crazy about. Like I can't. I'm not good at like I'm a good like whiner and diner or like schmoozer in that way.
But you're not
like,
a BSer.
No, I can't. I can't.
No.
And so I think that's why like I'm just thinking like what's going off in my head is like benefit, like my relationship with them.
Yeah.
It's like I actually pay attention so much to the details of what they want promoted in the product because like I care about what they think.
Yeah.
And I care about, what they're gonna say or think when I submit my content or whatever it is. So I don't know. I guess I try in that. But is there anything else you see me doing in the next 5 years for my brand as a manager?
Let's see. So, I mean, we talked about the sports stuff. We talked about the networking. I mean, I think the other part is just figuring out how to blow up your podcast.
Yeah.
Right. So there has to be something behind it. I feel like there needs to be, I don't know, like some live series of some sort. But yeah, I think there's definitely more to making moves with TK.
Yes. I would love to do like a live show, like Pretty Basic one day.
Yeah,
That was so cool.
Yeah.
I love meeting people in
Yes.
real life. And we were talking about at the show the doing like a bar crawl or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, like a boozy brunch or something
Like
too.
the bungalow,
Yeah.
or like, and I host it, and like all you guys can come, and we can like network.
Yeah, but we're gonna put some guidelines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I think it'll be a fun time.
It'll be boozy. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. We need to like figure it out. But
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, as a manager, there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows, and I am very curious, like being a female in this space, like how do you have those hard conversations, whether it's like dropping a client, telling someone they've got to upload or else it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
And they're mentally ill, or like someone screwed you over, and or like a person you're working with on the brand side or agent side or whatever screwed you over. Like, how do you remain so, as it seems from my end, effortlessly calm, but you get your point across?
I think it's the fact that this is a job, right?
Okay.
So people need to understand we're not saving lives.
Yes, this is a business.
This is a business.
This is not Grey's Anatomy.
We're not curing any disease or anything here. That's the human perspective that I have. It's like I'm okay to have a hard conversation. I hate them.
Do you really?
I hate them.
I do too.
It's very hard. It's very hard to be someone that you don't want to be. And you also don't know how the other person is going to react or how they're going to take things. So being human, one, is the only way to do it. So having a connection and just being really honest and just being open about the conversation or just whatever the situation is. If someone, if someone screwed me over, then it has to be something that I just talk through. And they have to be open about it too if they're the ones who did me wrong.
How do you deal with people that have been a little shady to you in the past? Because I feel like in Los Angeles, in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of great people and there's a lot of slimy people.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with people like that?
You don't deal with them after, but you have to remain really nice. Be the bigger person, like note the fact that they've done you wrong.
Yes.
Right?
Like, don't forget it,
but move on. Yeah. Just, you'll learn from that. Learn from every person that's done you right or wrong. I think that's the one thing that people forget, because I think a lot of people hold grudges, and that doesn't make you grow. That just holds you back from every other aspect that you should have been learning about yourself.
Would totally agree.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is the hardest part about your job?
Outside of the hard conversations?
Yeah, would you say that's number one?
That's number one. The other part that I think is tough too, it's keeping up with for me, it's keeping up with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel a certain way when I haven't watched your videos or I haven't heard your latest episode, or just like I'm not up to date with Instagram stories.
I even feel like that with my own circle of friends, or like I'm there at every Pretty Basic episode, but like if I wasn't and I didn't get to listen, I feel bad.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine you.
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard to just like
watch everyone.
Watch everyone. But I also feel like that's really special with us too. Like as a company, all of us watch everyone's stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like you mentioned my brother, who's the director of business affairs. And then like, Kaylee, who's our coordinator, she watches all of our stuff, all of your stuff too. I mean, everyone has a take or even has the time to just watch. We have to.
Yeah. I feel like also it's kind of a red flag as a manager if you're not interested to watch. Like that's a great problem to be like, Fork, I don't have enough time, but I wish I was.
Yeah.
Versus being like, I could miss this week. Like that's the second I'm like not interested in Alicia Marie as a creator, like how can I help her? You know what I mean? If I'm not interested.
Exactly. I mean, it's also something if you're not interested in that person, then how do you even strategize a brainstorming session? Like what do you do? What are the next steps to do that?
Exactly. What do you think makes a creator like Alicia who she is? Like I'm in this place right now where I feel like I'm in this like I'm at a micro level and I want to get to the macro level. So like how do I get to where Alicia Marie is? Clearly she's been doing this for 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's one thing she has on me.
Yeah.
But like people that are in a plateau at that like 400, 500K area, 100K, whatever it is, like how do you get to those millions?
You're specifically talking about YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I mean, again, with the consistency, but then it's also hard to read the platform because it's changed so much. So play the game, go on shorts, do everything that the platform is really asking you to do, be a part of it. But also, again, be you. There's no way that, people are going to defer from watching you if you're not going to be your true self, right?
So true.
Yeah. So being consistent, it's like a broken record.
I know.
You just have to be.
But what's crazy is it's so simple but so hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, look, Alicia is someone who had to really figure out her voice. How many times has she had to rebrand herself? But all for the right reasons, because she had to evolve with all the trends, with all the things that were happening on YouTube, on, across the industry. So you have to do the same thing. Everyone has to evolve and really look at what's going on, what's trending, how do you make it your own, but also stay true to you. It is hard. If you're thinking of all the things that I said, that's incredibly hard to do all in one take.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how much of being an influencer is just being spontaneous and taking a risk.
Seriously.
Like every time I upload a video that's a little bit out of my norm, it's like throwing a bone and seeing if it hits.
Honestly, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. See, you could even try doing like a full ASMR vlog and then see if it hits.
Because it might. That might be my one video that so many people's like niche or brand came from that one random video they tried and it hit. And I'm like, oh, you weren't into that? They're like, no, I did it and it got millions of views and I kept doing it.
I mean, look at all the stuff that's happening on TikTok. All of the trends. I'm like, how did that happen? Because they just did it.
Yeah.
They just did something.
Exactly. Okay, I want to do a new segment that Evegail told me. She came up with this idea while she was on the plane. This is what a good manager does, people. I was shook thou stun boots. I was pre-gaming with Alicia. We're on our way to go out. I get a text from my manager at probably like 8 or 9 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And she's like, I had an idea for your podcast. And I was like, wow, goals. Honestly. No other text that would turn me on more. Truly.
That's the truth.
So
that is the truth.
This segment is called Money Moves. With TK.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a rapid fire Q&A about money questions.
Yeah.
We're going to use 3 that you suggested, 2 that I came up with.
Should have prepared.
Okay. First question is, what's the best investment you've made this year?
This year, people. I hired people.
I love that.
Yeah. Hiring people to help us build the company and help build our clients and support our clients is what I'm incredibly grateful for.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
Advice on how to budget.
Ooh, I'm still learning.
Same.
Look, everyone is learning their own way. I'm going to plug our client's planner right now, but Master Plan.
Yes, Asia Dang, baby. Get that planner, girl.
Asia Dang has a great planner, but honestly,
she's awesome.
Yeah, seriously, she doesn't even know this, and she's someone who has inspired me so much to really budget and think about the future. So the way that I budget for the company is really just thinking about what are the five, like what's my goal for 5 years within like the fifth year. What is it that I want, and then what are the little milestones within those 5 years that I want to hit too. So like planning ahead, but also just planning smart is the way that I tend to budget.
I feel like my struggle with budgeting is like as of recently, what's weird about being an influencer is that money comes and goes like crazy. It's like weird.
Yeah, you don't know when you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so strange. But for me, I'm like, dang, like I should buy a new camera. But then I'm like, oh, but I want to hit this goal.
Yeah.
So that's when I like struggle.
Well, I think with that question, so if you want to get the camera tomorrow, like actual tomorrow, but then you have this 5-year goal, right? Like you have that milestone. Get the camera, but then also whatever you're supposed to be spending within the week, cut it in half.
Okay.
Like cut it in half, put it back.
Do you have a budget for yourself like on a weekly basis?
I do, but it's like
I do not.
But it's just in my head.
Okay.
It's not anything that I write down. I'm not Asia Dang.
Okay.
I
need to talk to her.
You need to talk to her because she gets this world way better than I do. But yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay. Worst purchase of your life.
Man, this is hard.
Worst purchase of my life.
Because I'm trying to think too. Maybe I should have been more specific with this question for you. But like within what bracket, right? Like, is it your the most expensive thing that I've ever purchased?
I just think like I'm thinking of it more so like, what do you just immediately are like, I regret buying that.
I wish I never did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always tried to live my life without any regrets.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have anything that comes to mind.
What comes to my mind is it's kind of a annoying answer, but
Okay.
I'm thinking of all the times that I just knew deep down I just should have stayed home and either rested or edited versus like spending money on the Uber, spending time, which is money getting ready, like buying drinks that I just like wasn't. It's either a fork yes or a fork no.
Yeah.
And like I feel like some of those times where I went out or even went on like a quick little trip that I was just had FOMO about, so that's why I went.
Yeah.
Versus deciding no, like I actually want to go.
Yeah. But I don't think that's anything you should regret because that's something you learned from.
True.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any big purchase I regret.
Me too. I'm trying to think
I'm
too.
very not impulsive. I almost said impulsive instead of impulsive.
Like with Paul?
Like like the podcast.
Yeah.
Impulsive. I'm not impulsive with shopping. Like I take literally like 3 months to buy something.
Yeah, you do take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even your car.
Oh my God.
That took a while.
I took forever. Even my apartment, I was dilly-dallying for like months over.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I have any regrets.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any regrets of purchase. I mean, even if I'm thinking about the business too, I mean, we've moved 4 times. Well, yeah, so I don't even have any regrets there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What is dumb shit that you think is worth spending money on?
Dumb shit.
So mine would probably be like Postmates.
Oh yeah, that's dumb. But I do that too.
But I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
That's what I'm asking you. What about for you?
What's another thing that's dumb?
Like not, I guess, necessary, but it makes you happy or you think it's worth it.
Shoes.
That's so true for you.
Stupid. Sneakers. It's dumb, but I love them so much. It's stupid. I've been that way since I was in college. It's dumb. Didn't have money in college, and I still spent all of my credit cards on sneakers.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I love that for you.
Yeah, no, but sure, yeah, same. Yeah, maybe I could have listed that as one of my regrets back then, but I also
like,
don't.
no.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, so shoes for me.
I love that. I think that's a good one.
But it's also part of me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say, for me, people like told me it's so dumb to spend the amount I'm paying in my apartment. I think it's worth every penny.
No, it's worth it.
I know.
You're fine.
But like people just, I was so up in a tizzy about it, and I think it's worth it.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
Whatever.
You love it, so.
Oh, I fucking love it. It makes me so happy. Yeah, it's like the sneakers for you. Okay. And what is, I don't know if you'll answer this.
Okay.
What's the biggest deal you've ever negotiated, and how much was it? You don't have to say the client or the brand, but.
The biggest deal that we've done, it's with someone you know.
Okay.
It's with someone you know, and
Okay.
it involved a brand and her being in stores for a while, and also a few shoots that were international. That was the biggest deal.
And you're not going to share how much it was?
Does she want me to share? That's not my question.
You don't have to say. You don't have to say.
But it was pretty. It
was a
good.
lot.
Yeah, it was good.
That was the biggest deal.
yeah,
Okay.
that was the biggest deal.
I think that was fun. That was a fun segment.
That was great.
Yeah, I love this. What do you feel like is the most valuable lesson you've learned in your career?
I'm gonna go with two things. So one thing that I learned was this is so small, but very much something that I take to heart. This is about emails. Okay, so
Oh my God. Okay.
so
small, but so big.
so small but so big. But it's something where I have to clear out every day. I have to go
Oh my God,
through
you
all.
would throw up at mine.
Don't tell me, TK. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
No. What was it? Pranav last night. We had a business dinner and he showed me his personal number on his mailbox. He'll kill me, but it's fine. So he showed me his personal inbox number and I was like, "You're crazy. That's too much."
No, I'm gonna show you mine. You're gonna throw up.
No.
Wait, okay, tell me the rest of it.
So it's going through each of the emails, even if you're going to respond to it tomorrow. Make sure that you snooze it or have some note that you're going to get back to it. But I have to file them all the time.
Okay.
Show me.
You're also insane at replying so quickly.
I try, but I've been trying to also give myself personal time to not respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind this has all of my emails and all of the calendar invites that I don't open and stuff. This number was a lot before I started working in this industry. Okay?
I'm
No,
scared.
you're going to throw up. It's so bad.
Okay. What is that? That's not real. How do you have that much, TK?
It says 57,000 emails.
No.
Yeah.
Look, we need to clean that out.
How do I do that?
Is that just one email address?
No, that's it's
It's everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I have a pretty basic email.
Yeah.
I have a Alicia email. I have my Juicy Connects email. I have my Media Group email. I have my personal email. I have my email I made when I was 10 years old that has subscriptions and stuff to it. Do you know what I mean? I'm missing a few.
But are those important?
Not all of them are important.
So why can't we delete the
account?
No, yeah, the accounts that you are not active on.
I don't know. I'm there has to be something important on them. Why would I keep
Well,
them?
why are you keeping 57,000 if
The
they're
only
important?
one I would delete is the 10-year-old one.
Yeah.
Other than that, the thing is I get so many emails that don't really matter. I'm just CC'd on. You know what I mean?
I hate that.
I know. And
That's
every time I'm on a plane, I
crazy.
try and clear it out, but it just doesn't really do anything.
But that's not helping.
I know.
Clearly.
Should I try every day, to clear it out?
Yeah, you should at least spend 15 minutes of your day just trying to clear it out.
I will say every day I spend at least 15 minutes going through my current ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
But going through the 57,000 I haven't opened from years ago.
Delete the accounts.
Okay, maybe I will.
This is so
This is
bad.
embarrassing.
You just told everyone.
57,000. I'm sure someone out there
No,
has
there's
scores.
people. Yeah, people really do have that. I mean, it's something.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I learned too was to embrace who I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To embrace who I am as a woman and also just as someone who is Filipino in the industry too.
Fork, yes.
Yeah. So it's something because, I think sometimes I feel like I get judged in a way just because of, how open and how nice I am or overly nice I am or it could be to some people. But yeah, that's something I've learned.
What would you say to someone that says you aren't aggressive enough?
I would just take it.
Yeah.
I would take it. But then I would just say, well, I just don't, I feel like
you don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't have to be aggressive to get the job done.
Would agree. Like the girls that get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That goes back to, there's this one essay I did at FITM.
Okay.
It's such a good concept. I want to do polls on this again. I used to do it all the time. And it was called, do you have to be a dick to be a good leader?
Oh.
Right? Because if you think about some of the most like profound leaders in the world, even if they were assholes, they are some of the most well-known leaders in the world, right? Or like effective leaders.
Sure.
But they were all dicks.
Yeah.
And so, but like you to me are such a leader and aren't a dick. So it was such a good essay because like there were so many like
Well, you don't.
Points.
I really don't feel like you need to be an asshole to get things
done. I would agree.
Or just to a place where where you think it should be. I just don't think it's necessary. There are moments where you should be an asshole because maybe your point isn't being heard.
Ooh, or if that's good advice.
Like I don't think that it's not it's totally fine for you to be emotional, right? And you being mad is totally valid, but there's a time and place.
When you said to be yourself and to embrace you, what were those things you were kind of holding back on? And then once you kind of like let it go, you could be yourself. What were those things you were like holding or shying away from? It
was when I was like working for different people, I had to be like them. Right. So like kind of mimic their manners or the way that they were carrying themselves or the way that they were conveying certain things. It was something where I said, I don't need to be that. I think that people want to continue to have me in their life personally and business wise for a reason. So I figured to just be me.
Okay. I love this question. Gracie actually gave it to me. What do you find is the most valuable trait when working with other people in the industry?
Oh,
this is such a good question.
Gracie's
good job, Gracie.
Good.
Shout out, Gracie.
You're great.
Gracie and I went to FITM.
Yeah,
together.
And Gracie is a blessing.
And Gracie is now Evegail's assistant.
Yeah, no, she's
a beast.
She's more than that to me. I don't.
She is. Yeah.
I don't even consider like the titles and all that stuff just don't matter to me. But like she's a right hand and she's amazing.
She's gonna be like CEO of something one day.
Yeah. She will be. Just not now because I need you.
Yeah. Not yet, Gracie. Please.
Yeah, please.
For all of us.
But being honest.
Okay.
You have to be incredibly transparent when you're working with someone, whether it's, like a partnership or I'm working on behalf of you for a brand. I need that type of relationship or that type of transparency in order for me to work well with you or with that person. It's very reciprocated when I'm working for or have a partner. In the business side, I need them to understand where I'm coming from and what my stresses are, or I need to understand what their stresses are and what their values are so that we could make that work. So that's always something.
I feel like there is a line in this entertainment industry, actually really in every industry, but specifically entertainment, that can get crossed sometimes, or it's confusing because so much of it is like work but also play and business but also friendship, and I want to know, how do you do that dance so eloquently?
There is a fine line, right? Like there's a point where I'll use the example of one of our clients they'll call in the middle of the night. I don't mind answering. That's not like you're crossing any territory because I also respect why you're calling me. Like I will give you the time of day. Unless it's like a silly question or whatever it is, but I don't mind answering, or spending my personal time to do that. But there is a fine line though. It's like you don't want them to want to cross any boundaries, right? So it's hard to differentiate that though. But I don't know. There's an instinct. Like I don't want to put all like 100% of me in it, but I do want to at least go in 90.
Oh, I love that. I even think I'm thinking of someone that wants a job, right? And there's a limit to pushing or to, sending those follow-up emails, being active, being top of mind. But also there's a line that it's just like, okay, you've done this too much and now you're annoying. And how does someone know what that line is?
Yeah, at that point you just have to have an honest conversation with them and just say like, hey,
this is too much.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah,
I can't do this. I think setting that tone, which goes back to just being honest about it, or just being super transparent about what you're feeling and what you don't want or do want.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, 2 more questions. One is, if you were someone like me and didn't have a manager and they were going to have meetings with different managers about potentially signing like a creator.
Yeah.
What should creators ask the manager when they're having the conversation? Like, what are good questions that they should be, just for. Yeah, they should be asking. What should they do to impress? And also, like, so they're not screwed over in like a shitty contract.
Yeah.
Like, what should they ask?
So one of the things that you should ask for the creator to ask, what do you see for me? Ask about like, oh, so if, what are the things that you envision for my business or for my career? I'd love to know what you see, because then that gives you a better understanding of, whether or not it's going to work, but also just to see if your goals are aligned. I think that's really important. Also ask them, like, what is their relationship with their current clients? Is there...
Oh, that's a great question.
Is there...
about that.
Yeah, like, is there, times that they, decide to talk to them? Or is there, different ways of communication? What lines of communication works best for you? Understanding that, I think, I honestly would just keep retracting back to them as talent and keep asking them, like, what are the things or brands that you see fitting for me? That means that would help them understand that the person that they're meeting with knows them and has a good intention to bring you on.
I would love that. I love those questions. I feel like it's a lot of people when you're a creator, you just want a manager so badly, and you need to remember, like, you're also interviewing them.
Yeah.
And they're lucky to have you.
Yeah.
That's what Alicia would tell me. She'd be like, they're lucky to have you. Interview with all these people and ask them good questions.
Ask good questions. Well, here's another thing that I'll tell a creator never to say.
Oh.
Don't ask about how many brand deals that person will be able to secure for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stupid question.
Don't ask that. Yeah. That's a red flag.
Why?
Because if you're a talent manager and you're looking for a client, you're not specifically only looking for to secure talent for brand deals. That's also not the reason why you should have a talent or a manager in general. If you're looking for a talent manager, that's only because you're trying to expand your brand or your business. So if you're asking how many brand deals can you secure per month, we don't have the same goals.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What would you say for someone like, I'm thinking of my brother. My brother, his name is Phil. Yeah. PK Phil, whatever. And he is graduating and he wants to be like an agent, manager. Like, he's trying to figure it out. What would you say makes a good manager versus a good agent?
Ooh, what makes a good manager versus a good agent? Oh, man, it's so hard because the manager and the agent need to have the same type of traits, right? With the manager, just be incredibly communicative, know how to communicate with other people, whether it's, business partners, clients, people in the industry, whatever. And then also knowing the market, really understanding what the trends are, what's the market value, who are the brands or who are the other people that are involved in the industry that he's trying to get into. Versus an agent, a good agent is just someone who also has a really good eye on talent, can communicate as well. But I feel like on the agent side, they have to also know the ballpark of like the scope of negotiation, because that's
It's more business.
Yeah, that's your bread and butter. Like you really have to stand your ground there, and also know all the agents that are out there.
Oh, like know all the agents. Why?
I think it's important. I think that it's important or even just on the manager side, know who's in your community.
That's how I feel. I'm like, I want to know that's why I was like, when we were talking, I'm like, who's that creator? Like, how do I not know him? That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
If I don't know who it is we're talking about.
Well, it's also, it also drives me nuts too when I don't know these people. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I feel like I failed.
Well, it's like when someone's talking about a show.
Yeah.
And it's like so
feel
good
left
and you
out?
don't know. Yeah. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
I should know this.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is something about doing your research, being more informed about the industry. Yeah.
And you said a good agent like knows their clients.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Know the clients. Like, know exactly who you would be, who the talent would like be okay to work with, like the brand wise, or even just the opportunity itself. Just understanding, like seeing the scope of work and saying like, oh, so and so would totally do this.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Like seeing the vision.
Yeah. Just understanding that, I think. And then, of course, like as the agent is communicating this with their manager, right, they have to have a really collaborative relationship too, or a great relationship, so that they could work really strong together for their client.
Would you say they all start off with managers?
Yeah.
Because I feel like some TikTokers I know are getting signed by agents and don't have a manager.
Yeah, sometimes that works too. I mean, it really depends on what the client needs. I mean, if they're looking to expand their business and you have an agent, I think it's time to have a manager.
When would you say when would you say I need an agent?
I would say, I think the conversations could start now.
Yeah. Why?
I think because if we're looking to expand on what we were talking about of like the podcast and just thinking about other events, it can't be just you and I and the rest of the team trying to figure it out. We need an extension of the team to really build it out.
Oh, so it's just kind of like a helping hand.
Yeah, it's a team.
Yeah,
it's seriously like it's an extension of your team. Like I think people need to know that it's not because you need an agent because you need X amount of money.
No,
it's because it's support. It's because the agents are really there to support the talent the way that the managers are there to help them on the day to day. So the manager is there to help talent throughout all of the execution for all things that you're working on or that talent's working on, and then help build out the ideas or even ideate different ideas for.
So true. Just more people involved. Yeah, to help out.
More things, more people.
Yeah. It's crazy. I talk to Evegail and like my team members sometimes more than I talk to my family and friends.
Oh, same. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't. Sorry.
So much. No.
Yeah.
I love it. So much of working together or I feel like in this industry is just like, I just like talking to you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like so simple.
I would no, seriously. My friends who are listening or
I know. I'm like, I would rather talk to you than my parents.
Yes. No, honestly. Like I think that's also the relationships that have changed within my life throughout my career. It's that I totally talk to all of my clients more than I talk to people in my personal life.
Well, and it just goes to show that that's a good relationship because clearly you have things in common that you're excited to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's also why we work with the people that we do, because they get us incredibly excited about what we do.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, last for real question.
Okay.
What are you doing to make moves right now, Evegail? Whether it's personally, for the business, what are you doing to make things happen, make some moves?
What we're doing, I mean, we're really trying to be more hands-on with all of our clients and what they want to do within the next year versus it being a 5-year goal.
Really?
Yeah. So and this is more of an internal thing where we really want to see the different projects that we're trying to secure within the next year or so, but also thinking about how to make them bigger. So yeah, I think we're trying to build out more things. Yeah, to say it vaguely, which is boring, but
no, it's okay. It's okay. Shit has to, hit before you can say it.
So you could say things, yeah. So
Yeah.
we're trying to expand the business or the company in various ways too. That'll be helpful for all of our clients.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited. And again, I just cannot reiterate enough how grateful I am to be in your orbit.
I'm so we're very honored, and I'm so excited that you're a part of it too.
No, it's like they're the best. They literally changed my life, you guys. Like Evegail changed my life. I would not be living in my apartment. I would not have the car that I do. I would not have half the things that I do.
Yeah.
And it's because of you. So thank you.
No.
And you make me love it, you know?
Our team is great. Like I think everyone.
Your team's amazing.
Our team is amazing, and we're incredibly lucky. I'm lucky to be surrounded by them, but also by the clients that we represent. Like I think that our clients make us better.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a great team. That's how it should be. Like partnership is, moving up the ladder together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, where can everyone find you, follow you, or Matter Media Group? And what if someone wants to work for you? Can they email somewhere?
Yeah, of course. I mean, email info@mattermediagroup.com. Find us on Instagram. It's Matter Media Group. All of our handles are Matter Media Group.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And guys, definitely go check her out if you're interested in management or anything like that. I don't know, pimp yourself out. Send a resume over to info@Matter Media Group.
Yeah, I'm always reading, as you know.
She is. She really is. And thank you so much for your insight today.
Thank you.
I'm like so excited for people to get a hold of this episode.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yay. Okay, well, be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at TK's Juicy Polls, and subscribe, rate, and review to the Making Moves podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're not, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I've been posting a bunch of shorts, reels, all the things everywhere. So, don't forget to make someone's day this week also. Peace. Thanks for listening.